Yeah, I grew up in Southampton, New York. I joined the service in the fall of 1999, and I joined the Marines, and I left the beginning of November in 1999. Marine Corps basic training is pretty intense, pretty grueling. I remember waking up the first couple of nights and waking up in the morning and saying, what did I get myself into? But then you get kind of the hang of it, and I started really liking it, and then by the end of it, I really enjoyed it, and I did pretty well. My first deployment was right after 9/11, so we thought we were going right to Afghanistan. I knew a little bit about it just through kind of growing up and going to school and watching movies and stuff. By the time we had got there, we just kind of sat off the coast. And then my second deployment, we were in southern Iraq for a little bit. My total length of enlistment was just south of 5 years. And then my total time on deployment, I deployed twice we would leave on ships out of San Diego for about 7 months a piece. So that total time was, about a year and 2-3 months. Looking back on it, it's pretty wild. I was in a special operations capable unit, forwardly deployed twice in time of war, and we kind of sat on the bench. Was in country in southern Iraq, my second deployment down in Basra, and where we were when we were there, it was kind of a lull in the action. A couple months either side of that. Basra was pretty hot, but Iraq, my experience with Iraq, we were down in the southern section of it on the Iran-Iraq border, and it's just like a really sad, poor country, and there's rusted out hulks of tanks from the Iran-Iraq war, and it's just kind of a sad part of the world. When I first got back, I wasn't really in a position to I wasn't really asking for help, so there wasn't like a drastic need. It wasn't like I didn't have a severe injury where I needed like a ramp put in my house or anything like that. For me, in my personal life, it was sort of like, what do I do now? And I kind of struggled with that for a little bit, sort of a lack of direction, or I don't know if purpose is the right word, but kind of like a rudderless feeling. Yeah, I kind of bounced around for a couple of years, working, kind of like odd jobs, and then I went back to school on the post 9/11 GI Bill, and was able to. That was a bit of a struggle, but I was able to finish up my bachelor's degree from Stony Brook. I've gotten great care from the VA hospital. 2 years ago, I went into the VA hospital and I thought I had pneumonia, and they did a scan and it turned out I had cancer, and they found it. So I'll always kind of have a warm spot in my heart for the VA. Mentally, I try to take care of myself. I talk to people if I get jammed up. I have some friends that have similar experiences, some older guys. I've trying to take care of myself physically. I do karate to kind of help maintain my physical and mental health. In the past, I've worked professionally for a couple of veteran service agencies, some nonprofits that help veterans who are struggling, which was great to be able to kind of give back. And then some of my friends from growing up joined the service, and I'm still friendly with them. And then actually, this is kind of like a newer thing in the last year or so. I've reached out to a couple of guys that I serve with, and one's in Texas, one's in Colorado, one's in Massachusetts, and it's been good to kind of reconnect with them. Advice for other veterans would be to kind of get involved in some sort of veteran organization, or in some way to kind of try to give back to other people, other veterans who aren't as well off as yourself. The ability to kind of give back is kind of something that people who join the service, I think that's part of their makeup. And if you can kind of get involved, it helps you out, and then you can give back and you get more out of it. And the final thought, I love the Marine Corps. I look back on it as a real defining part of my life. I wonder what the hell we're still doing in Afghanistan and Iraq. And, I've been out for 12 years and we're still there. So it's kind of the final thought.